Seattle Med last year, my boyfriend's face had become familiar to every woman in America, but it had come to feel strangely unfamiliar to me. "I'll be okay," I heard myself saying, and in spite of everything, I was still a good actress. I sold it.
"I know,"
he said easily. Then he shouted after me as I walked out,
"Call me if you need anything, though."
"I won't," I yelled back. But it turned out I did need something. Halfway to Pasadena on the 10, I realized I hadn't grabbed my wallet, and I called Jace to see if he had time before the shoot to drop it off, or if he could at least text me a picture of my credit card so I had the number to pay. But Jace didn't pick up, and if he'd already left for his shoot, he'd be no help. I sighed and got off the next exit on the freeway to circle back. I knew I would be late for the appointment now. My mother had abhorred lateness, and more, she had never understood what she termed my spaciness. A lifetime of forgotten wallets and missing socks. But then it hit me. She would never know about this. A dead woman couldn't get angry. And suddenly I had to pull off to the side of the on-ramp because I couldn't see the road through my tears. By the time I made it back to our apartment again, my face was puffy from crying, and I clutched a crumpled tissue in my hand as I unlocked the door. I was blowing my nose as I walked inside, so I almost didn't notice that random red bra strewn across the floor until my foot caught on it in my path to the bedroom. And even then, I disentangled it from my foot, picked it up, and tossed it aside. I couldn't process what it was, why it was there. I kept on walking like an idiot to my bedroom. All I knew in that moment was that my wallet was still sitting on my dresser. I opened my bedroom door, and suddenly everything and nothing made sense. Jace was lying on our bed, completely naked, a blonde woman with 2 bronze skin, also completely naked, straddling on top of him. "Jace?" I ran toward the bed and said his name like I was in some stupid movie of the week, and I was too naive to understand what was happening. What had been happening right in front of me. The naked woman turned at the sound of my voice, and then I recognized her. Celeste Templeton, Jace's gorgeous 22-year-old Seattle Med co-star. I had this weird moment after she turned where I was nearly eye level with her breasts, and I found myself wondering if they were real. They couldn't be. No one had authentic breasts that large and that perfectly symmetrical. Did they?
"Shit, Melly, it's not what you think,"
Jace said, but he didn't move right away, and neither did she. Until she finally shifted off him to grab a blanket, and I noticed her breasts barely moved. Definitely fake. I was trapped inside some awful cliché, and all I wanted to do was run. I had to get out. "I forgot my wallet," I finally heard myself saying, my voice coming from somewhere far away, above me, apart from me, the way it did when I auditioned for a role. I grabbed my wallet from the dresser and tore out of the room, then out of our apartment. Just as I stepped outside, it started to rain. It had been raining on and off all week, and rain had been forecasted for today, too. But I stood there, letting the water wash over me because, of course, I'd forgotten my umbrella, too. And there was no way I was going back inside for it now. Water flattened my curls and ran down my face, pelted my arms, and soaked my ugly dress. My skin felt both numb and raw at once. But I stood there, in the rain, as the understanding hit me that everything I was and everything I thought I knew, suddenly it was gone. Just like that. 3 months later. Amelia. The first thing I noticed as the car reached the end of the long tree-lined driveway was that Gloria Diamond's house seemed smaller than it should have. After the build-up and negotiating to get here, the secrecy surrounding my arrival, the limo sent to pick me up at the airport, and that long, twisty driveway, when the car finally emerged through the morning mist and Pacific Northwest pines, I'd expected the Gloria Diamond's house to be a mansion.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.